peaceful neighborhood in Fulshire, Texas, turned into the scene of an unthinkable tragedy on November 6th. The Texas paradise for those living in Fulshire, Texas, was amazing. It was insane. When 46-year-old Pedro Luis Parra Pulgar was accused of intentionally setting his house on fire with his 3 children inside. The events of that day have left the local community grappling with shock, confusion, and questions about how such a horrific incident could happen. The day started like any other for the residents of the usually quiet neighborhood. There was no indication that this would be a day etched in the memories of everyone who lived nearby. As the hours unfolded, the tranquility was shattered by the ominous glow of flames and the piercing wail of emergency sirens. What was supposed to be an ordinary day became a scene of chaos and devastation that would leave a family changed forever. Witnesses described the birds as having flown off. We all saw it, and it wasn't a wolf. Reports of a house fire reached emergency services in the early evening. Firefighters and law enforcement officers raced to the residence, responding to what initially seemed like an accidental fire. But as events unfolded, the situation took a darker turn. Witnesses described flames engulfing the home rapidly, leaving little time for escape. Inside the house, 3 children were trapped as the fire spread with frightening speed. 2 of them, both teenagers, managed to flee the flames in time. Their survival owed to quick thinking and instinct. However, their 3-year-old sibling was not as fortunate. Trapped within the burning home, the toddler's life hung by a thread as the inferno grew more intense with every passing second. The locals kept upgrading the conversation. Slowly, when first responders arrived, they were met with a scene of utter destruction. Smoke billowed from the home, and flames licked at every corner of the structure. The 2 teens who had escaped were outside, visibly shaken and in shock. They were unable to articulate much, but managed to alert the rescuers that their youngest sibling was still inside. Hearing faint noises from within the home, police officers took immediate action. Without hesitation, they forced their way into the building through a bedroom window, navigating thick smoke, searing heat, and the imminent threat of collapse. The conditions inside the home were perilous. Visibility was near zero, and the heat was unbearable. But the officers pressed on, driven by the knowledge that every second mattered. After what must have felt like an eternity, the officers located the child. The 3-year-old was unresponsive, and the severity of the situation was evident. Carefully, the officers carried the toddler out of the burning building, their own safety secondary to the child's life. Once outside, paramedics began immediate life-saving measures. The child was suffering from severe smoke inhalation and was in critical condition. Emergency responders made the decision to airlift the toddler to a nearby hospital where a team of medical professionals was already on standby. The child's condition was dire, and for hours the medical team worked tirelessly to stabilize the young victim. Family members and community members held their breath, praying for a miracle. Against all odds, the child pulled through. A recent time, family members said, the child pulled through. Although released from the hospital days later, the ordeal has left lasting physical and emotional scars. The long-term effects of such severe smoke inhalation remain uncertain, and the psychological impact of the event on the child and their siblings will undoubtedly require years of care and support. As the fire subsided and the rescue operation concluded, attention turned to the cause of the blaze. Initially, it was unclear whether this was a tragic accident or something more sinister. However, as investigators began piecing together the evidence, a chilling narrative emerged. Evidence pointed to Pedro Luis Parra Pulgar, the father of the 3 children, as the person responsible for starting the fire intentionally. Parra Pulgar himself had sustained severe injuries in the fire. He suffered extensive burns and smoke inhalation, necessitating immediate medical intervention. For several days, he remained hospitalized under tight security, recovering from his physical injuries. But even as he lay in the hospital, investigators were building a case against him. Their findings would eventually lead to his arrest, turning him from a victim into a suspect. After being discharged from the hospital, Parra Pulgar was taken into custody by authorities. He was booked at the Fort Bend County Jail, where a judge set his bond at an astonishing $2.25 million. This figure reflected the severity of the accusations and the potential risk he posed. Although details about his legal proceedings remain unclear, the charges he faces are undoubtedly grave. His next court appearance has yet to be scheduled, leaving many in the community waiting anxiously for justice to be served. The events have left neighbors and acquaintances stunned. Parra Pulgar, a man they had seen as a father and member of the community, now stood accused of an unthinkable crime. Many are struggling to reconcile the person they thought they knew with the horrifying allegations against him. The silence surrounding his motives only deepens the mystery. Early reports suggest that there may have been underlying personal or psychological struggles, but no definitive explanations have been provided. The 2 teenage siblings, though physically unharmed aside from minor injuries, are left grappling with a new reality. They managed to escape the fire, but the emotional toll of witnessing their home consumed by flames and knowing their younger sibling was trapped inside is immeasurable. Moreover, the knowledge that their father may have been responsible for the fire adds another layer of trauma. Therapy and counseling will be essential for helping them process these events and rebuild their lives. For the community, this tragedy has sparked both grief and action. Neighbors have rallied around the children, offering support in every way possible. Fundraisers have been organized to help the family rebuild their lives, and donations have poured in to assist with immediate needs. Local leaders have also called for increased awareness of mental health issues and family dynamics, hoping to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Meanwhile, the first responders involved in the rescue are being hailed as heroes. Their quick thinking and bravery saved the life of a child who might otherwise have perished in the flames. Their actions exemplify the best of humanity, showing selflessness and courage in the face of overwhelming danger. The case against Parra Pulgar is still unfolding, and it is likely to be a lengthy process. Prosecutors will need to present a clear and compelling case to secure a conviction, while the defense may argue mitigating circumstances. The outcome will have far-reaching implications, not only for Parra Pulgar, but also for his surviving children and the community as a whole. This tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the complexities of human behavior and the fragility of family relationships. It highlights the importance of vigilance and community support, as well as the bravery of those who risk their lives to save others. As the legal process moves forward, one can only hope that justice will be served and that the family finds the support they need to heal. For now, the focus must remain on the children, ensuring their safety, supporting their recovery, and providing them with the resources they need to navigate the aftermath of this life-altering event. Their resilience in the face of such unimaginable adversity is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. If you found this story compelling, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. Your engagement helps bring attention to important stories like this one and fosters meaningful conversations about the issues that matter most. Together, we can advocate for the safety and well-being of all children, ensuring that tragedies like this are never repeated.